the Friday night fun net, exactly 10 minutes and 8 o'clock on the 147.195 repeater. I repeat, KD9MED, KD9MED, case on GCR. Okay, you must have been away from the radio. I called you about 5 minutes ago and I switched over to 6-1, but okay, we'll be calling that here in about 3 or 4 minutes, sir, so that way you've got time to get ready. On this repeater or on 6-1? hopefully someday you can get that antenna system resolved soon so we can move the net back to there. So, okay. We'll be standing by for the net here. Got K9 GCR. Good evening, everybody. It's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim. My call is K9GCR. I'm located in Freeport, and I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of amateur radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications when situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is providing an on-air meeting place for all amateur radio operators. Everybody's welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is a PL 114.8 plus offset. You need to have that programmed into your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check into the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency, the straight 195 simplex. If I hear you, I will acknowledge you and check you in the net. Also, this is the Friday, June 9th, 2023 edition of Friday Night Fun Net. This net is being live streamed around the world on the internet via the YouTube. If those of you who are listening in to the internet, Mike at K9MED in Rochelle is providing this service. If you want to check it on the internet, check in with Mike K9MED, and he in turn will I can't even talk. He in turn will relay your internet checking to me via the radio. Also, if you're on the 6, you can hear the repeater, but you can't get to it due to conditions. You're too far away from it, or you don't have internet access. Just give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline, area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. I'll take your check-in over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first. Okay, announcement that I'm going to make, but I'm going to wait. Happy to say nobody's passed away. I'll make the announcements here in a couple minutes. So just stand by. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take short time or mobile stations. If you have family business, you're here to concentrate your driving, or you can't stay with the net, I'll take your short time or mobile check-in. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. Also, after that, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check in the net, see whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, marathons, or hamfests. And, then we'll do our Friday night fun net tech corner. This is our tech net portion of the net. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Mobile, base, all mode, or FT8, or DMR, or what have you. If you have technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll do our Friday night fun net DX corner. Did you make a DX contact this week? I did. I'll tell you about during the DX report. Then if you have any DX reports you want to pass along, we would love to hear about them. And then, then we'll do our swap net. Do you have any items to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies of amateur radio or computers? We'll do that. Tonight's topic. What is your, hopefully Norm, K9RGG is listening. What was your favorite all-time radio program? We're talking about radio now, not TV. And what was your favorite radio station you used to listen to back in the day? WGN, WLS, or GMJ, or what have you? We'll definitely talk to you about that. Okay, I had 24 check-ins the last week. We had just over 2 hours in there. We'll see how many check-ins we get tonight and how long we'll go. I'm anticipating a slow turnout, at least for the first part of the net. The rah-rah meeting is currently underway now. So, okay. Now I'm going to make my announcement. I got a call a few minutes ago from John, KD9MED. Those of you who are planning to go to the Chicago 6-meter Hamfest, that has been canceled. I repeat, those of you who are going to plan on going to the 6-meter Hamfest at the Campeche County Fairgrounds, that has been canceled. Apparently it was decided today. I do not know the reason why. Find out from the powers that be who are running that. So I don't know what the situation is. Maybe they'll talk about tonight on the Night Watch net on 443.750 at 10 o'clock. Okay. With all the so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. I can get out my pen. Okay. Do we have any short time or mobile stations would like to check in? Please call now.
W9JTC checking in short time. Jimmy, have a great net, sir.
Hey, repeat that. I had my radio turned down. I was picking up a lot of noise. Come back, please.
Okay, let me try that again. W9JTC checking in short time. Have a great net, sir.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. Okay, Jamie, thanks for checking in. I don't know if anybody else is picking up that noise or not. It's just a constant static or whatever. That's why I turned it down. Okay, I got you checked in, Jamie. Any more short time or mobile stations you want to check in? Please call now.
Yep. AK9S, David, Mobile Beloit, no traffic. Michael in Janesville. Short time. Good evening, Jimmy.
Okay, I got 2 stations checking in. AK9F, Dave, and Boyd have got you checked in short time. 7-3, have a good evening. AK, and thank Thank you for checking. KD9VU, Mike and Janesville have got you checked in. Short time, Sundry, you have a good evening too, and thank you for checking in. Any more short time on both stations want to check in, please call now.
KC9QPL, Paul Low Spark, short time, no traffic.
KC9QPL, Paul Lost Park. Okay, Paul, I've got you checked in short time. Sudbury, have a good evening. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time on all stations of the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
K9SPJ, Jimmy, we'll be going short time.
K9SPJ, Scott Robert. Okay, Scott, I've got you checked in short time. Sudbury, have a good evening. Any more short time on both stations want to check in, please call now. Okay, got 5 short time stations. At this time, we'll go to general check-ins. At this time, I'll take any general check-ins from Northern Illinois who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net at this time. Please call now.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. Okay, Tom, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around there. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
KD9YBT, no traffic.
Okay, I got 2 stations checked in. KD9YBG, Dale and Rockford have got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around there. Thanks for checking in. KD9MED. Mike in Rochelle was live streaming this net on the internet on YouTube. He's also live recording this net on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Okay, Mike, I got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around here. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Once again, are there any more check-ins from Northern Illinois who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now. Okay, no, well, of course, like I said, the rah-rah meeting is currently underway. That's why I think the turnout's going to be slow, especially for the Northern Illinois check-in. So we'll hear from them later on during the net. So at this time, I'll take check-ins from Southern Wisconsin. Any general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin would like to check in, please call now.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
K9RGG, okay, Norm. I'm in Orfordville, Wisconsin. I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes in the round table. Thanks for checking in. Okay. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. One more time. Any general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Well, it is Friday night fish right now in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating your catfish, buffalo, carp, bullhead, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappie, or bluegills. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you're eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, or their Braunschweiger. Of course, American Family Field there in Milwaukee. The Brewers, I don't know who the Brewers are playing. but you know the tailgaters are out in full force at American Family Field in Milwaukee. Okay. At this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9MED, Cary and Rockford.
K9MED, Cary and Rockford, the Duke of Digital DX. Okay, Cary, I'll get back to you for your GX report and also later on for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, I do have some traffic to pass along. Tomorrow, we will have our monthly meeting of the K9RFD Repeater Association. We will be meeting tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock in the Freeport Public Library, second floor conference room. We're going to be discussing the field day. We're going to be having our field day in 2 weeks at Flagstaff Hill, beautiful Crape Park. We're going to get everything set up in the morning, and at 12 noon we're going to bring a potluck. We're going to have a potluck. You want to bring a dish to pass or what have you? You're welcome to bring your family members. Or like George, our N9WSQ, our club president said, bring your mother, your wife, your girlfriend, or what have you. But we'll have the potluck at noon, and we'll get underway with the field day activities at 1 o'clock. Everybody is welcome to attend. Okay, and I do not know how the VE testing session came out last Saturday. I tried to call Tony, N9RFD, or EC. Apparently he's changed his number because the number that he had is no longer in service. So I don't know what's going on. That's my traffic. Does anybody else have any traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay, let's go ahead with the Friday Night Fun Net, the Tech Corner. This is the TechNet portion of our net. Does any this is where everybody wishes to pass along a technical traffic or what have you. What kind of an antenna do you want to put up in your tower? Are you having a problem with a power supply or amplifier? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? FT8, GMRS, APRS, or my Met say or whatever, all mode, mobile, the base, or what have you. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them. Does anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net? Well, nobody has any technical questions, so we'll move on to the Friday Night Fun Net DX Corner. This is where anybody's made any DX or contact this week, please feel free to share them with us. So, okay. Does anybody have any DX reports they'd like to pass along?
AC9NW.
K9NW, Tom Roscoe. Okay, Tom, what do you got for us?
Well, I got a new country this week, Hungary. I'd never contacted them before. And that was on 15 meters, single sideband, and was with 50 watts. AC9NW, back to net.
Okay, Hungary, and 15 meters, lower or upper sideband. I did not quite catch that.
15 meters is upper sideband.
Oh, 15 meters, and how many watts?
That was with 50 watts. And antenna I used was only up about 17 feet, so it wasn't easy.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Did you by chance get that person's call? Do you have it anywhere near you?
Yes, it was HA5JI.
Hotel Alpha India, Golf India. Okay, hey, Tom, thanks for that excellent DX report, and glad you shared it with us. We'll get back to you in a few minutes round table. And, okay, anybody else have any DX reports you'd like to pass along?
KD9MED.
KD9MED. Okay, Gary, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I was on HF for about 4 hours this week. I logged 25 contacts in 18 countries. Let's see what we got here. I did make 2 contacts on 6 meters this week. One of them was KD9IDD. That's Bob and Marengo. Maybe some of you guys have met him before. Brief reset. On 15 meters, I contacted BA2BI. He's in Ning'an City in China. It's about 100 miles northwest of Vladivostok, so probably pretty cold there. A brief reset. I got a new country. On 20 meters, 5W1SA, I guess that must be. 5W1SA, Samoa. And, Jimmy, they changed the name of Samoa in 1997. It used to be something else before then. So I'm gonna, when I get done, I'll see if you know that one. Brief reset. The big ones that got away, I had several this week. I had 2 East Malaysian stations, 9M8DN and 9M8LJW. I heard them, but they didn't hear me. And XV9K in Vietnam, who was pretty weak but steady out there, but he didn't hear me. Brief reset. And then one night this week I was just receiving, I wasn't transmitting, and I happened to hear T31TT, which is Central Kiribati. So, that's about it. Okay, Jimmy, what was the name of Samoa before 1997?
Well, I think I partially doubled you, but I got that station in Vietnam. It was Western Samoa. In other words, I had stated Western Samoa gained independence from New Zealand in 1962, and of course, American Samoa we still have. That's Pango Pango, but I was not aware that they changed the name of the country.
Well, you're right. It was Western Samoa before 1997, and now it's just plain old Samoa. And like you say, there's an American Samoa too. I guess on the eastern end. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks a lot. KD9MED.
Well, that makes sense. Maybe someday American Samoa will probably be no more. Maybe they might join up with Samoa. So, who knows? We'll just see what happens. Okay. Thanks for that DX report there, Kerry. Now I'm going to give you my DX report. I only made that contact yesterday. Just a minute. Let me get my. Oh boy, what do we do here? Okay. Oh, one moment, please. Okay, John, K9OVJ in McConnell, Illinois, was telling me that he made a contact with the station. It was in Clark County, Indiana. I don't know, some special event station or something. But here's what I have. He did make contact with that station, but it was on yesterday on 7.188 lower sideband at 21:32 hours. The station was Whiskey 9 Whiskey India. He was giving me 4.0, and it was Clark County, Indiana. He told me John told me if I get a chance to make contact with that station, I did, and after I say there's some kind of special event going on, and so I called. I couldn't raise John on the radio again, so I called him on the phone. He said he heard my contact. He couldn't hear me, of course, but he did hear that station, and he gave me the address of the Clark County amateur radio club. It's in Jeffersonville, Indiana. He gave me the address. I'm gonna write him a letter. I'm gonna see if maybe I can get a QSL card from them.
Very good. It looks like Clark County is in the southern part of Indiana. It says it's close to the Louisville airport.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, thanks, Terry. Hey, does anybody else have any GX reports that they'd like to pass along? Okay, thanks to everybody for their excellent DX reports. Okay, now we're going to move on to the SWAPnet. All hands be box over trader must be related to the hobbies of amateur radio or computer. All hands be box over trader must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. May mention prices over the air, but any haggling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any SWAPnet traffic they'd like to bring? Okay, there being no SWAPnet traffic, let me get all my papers squared away here. If you get a chance, stop up to my apartment on a Friday night when I'm doing that. You see all these papers I got laying around on my desk. Okay, at this time, before we continue, do we have any more stations that like to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
KD9EPZ.
K9EPZ, okay, Al, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations wanting to check in? Please call now. Unable to copy. That last station, you might want to increase your power or change the location. I only call bits and pieces of that call. Come back, please. Last station wishing to check in the Friday night fun net, come on back. This is K9 GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central here in Freeport. Last station trying to check in, come back, please. Okay, we'll get some more checkers later on. The rah-rah meeting might be in the process of wrapping up at this time. They'll go to their pizza place here for their second meeting. That's when we have our monthly meetings at K9RFD Repeater Association, after we get done, the guys go to a restaurant here in town. They have what they call a second meeting. There's no business transactions. It's just socializing, having some lunch or dinner or what have you. Okay, now let's get underway with the round table. Let's see, 1, 2. Okay, we're talking about old. What was your favorite radio station you used to listen to back in the day? What was your favorite radio show, or who was your favorite radio personality back in the day? All right, Tom, AC9NW, what do you got to say?
Well, the station I probably listened to the most was WGN, and of the different radio shows, I think Jack Benny. I used to like that because he had quite a variety of characters on there, and he had some way of, when the program was on, you had all these mental pictures of what was going on. You could almost visualize it. And I guess that's about it from here. AC9NW.
I think WBBM and the KMOX still had every night they still broadcast old-time radio shows. But that's around midnight. I don't know if that'd be too late for you or not. KMOX, I think, has when radio was. I think it was every Saturday night or early Sunday morning after about 1 o'clock in the morning. They go to about 5 a.m. So okay. Also, channel 788 on Comcast cable. We got JLTV, which is Jewish Life TV. Every night they still show the old Jack Benny the TV show, and what have you. So that's some of those old shows are definitely fun to watch. Once in a while I'll watch them. Okay, thanks for checking in there, Tom. Okay, Dale, KD9YBG. What was your favorite radio station you used to listen to back in the day? What was your favorite radio show? Who was your all-time favorite radio personality back in the day?
KD9YBG. Well, I was pretty young back in the day when I did listen to radio. It'd be my sister had on WLS, and always listening to what the new song was for the week. So I'd have to say that radio station, and didn't really listen to any talk shows then. And WJJD, I guess it was towards Chicago, and that had country music on it. My dad used to listen to that one. But in my younger days, it was just whatever somebody had on, because I didn't really have my own radio then. KD9YBG, back to net.
Sounds good, yeah. I remember WJJD back when I was growing up. The 1160 on the dial. I think that was a rock and roll station before the WLS took that over. I remember that real well. I think maybe even before that. Of course, that was probably before my time. I think that used to be a big band station or two. So okay, sounds good there, Dale. Thanks. KD9MED. What was your favorite radio station growing up? Who was your favorite radio personality or DJ back in the day? What was your favorite radio show? Okay, Mike, sounds good. That was pretty good there. Now, let's go to the guy who kind of suggested this topic there that we were talking about a few weeks ago. K9RGG. Okay, Norm, who was your favorite radio personality back in the day? What was your favorite radio station, and what have you?
This is NGCR, KC9RGG. Yeah, I guess I did suggest this back a few weeks ago. And of course, if I go back really back far into the days, when I was in grade school, I used to listen to Wally Phillips on WGN. He came on about 8 o'clock at night, and I had a night space spanner that I had built, and it received a broadcast signal and it had headphones. So I was supposed to be doing my homework, but I'd be listening to Wally Phillips, and my parents never knew. So I guess I go back a long time with that, and then after Wally Phillips, of course it was Bob Collins on WGN, and then later on in my life, of course, it was WLS and the rock and roll. So back to you, Jim. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
I remember Wally Phillips back when he was the night DJ at the WGN. Yes, that show was the Coca-Cola Hi-Fi Club. And I understand that. I think if anybody wanted to become a member of that club, you had to talk, when you're going to in high school, they had a student representative there. If you wanted to, they said, Wally Phillips said, contact your student rep if you want to become a member of the Coca-Cola Hi-Fi Club. I definitely remember that show very well. And I used to listen to that station a lot there. And all night, see, I was 10, 11 years old at the time. Those, I'm sure a lot of you listening remember the great Franklin McCormick. God rest his soul. Sad to say, he had a heart attack when he was behind the microphone. He passed away. They found him at his chair there. He passed away in 1971. But okay, Norm, I thought you were going to mention Orion Samuelson.
Well, of course, Jim, when I got up in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, I think Orion Samuelson came on with the morning show. And then I would also listen to him at noon. He came on with the noon show. So Orion was a great guy, and of course, Max Armstrong joined him later on. And boy, those were great days of radio. You're bringing back too many memories here, Jim. Great topic for tonight.
That's for sure, and I got the book in front of me. I bought it about a month ago. Just a minute. Oh, yeah. You can't dream it big enough. Orion Big O Samuelson. Yeah, there's a lot of articles in there, especially about the time when he was with WGN. And he was the one that suggested after WLS got canceled the barn dance. Orion Samuelson suggested that WGN they rehire those people, that staff who did the barn dance. Bob Batcher, Bob Hewitt, and the Johnson sisters, Donald Red Blanchard, and what have you. WGN brought them. Then not only they did the radio show, they did the TV show on Channel 9.
Comment.
Wow, the barn dance. That goes back a long time, and I remember listening to that too. Boy, you're jogging the old memory tonight, Jim. Great memories, and boy, I had fun listening to all those shows.
Comment.
So I had a station with a comment. Go ahead.
KD9EPZ. I wondered how I do. Bob Atcher from the Barn Dance is the founder of the city of Schaumburg, Illinois.
Okay, Al, you might want to repeat that. He was the founder of the city of who? What?
He's founded Schaumburg.
Bob Schaumburg. Okay, I did not know that. That's very interesting. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, I didn't know it. Okay, Al. Kerry, I'll get back to you in a minute there. K9EPZ, as long as I got you on there. Who was your favorite radio personality back in the day? What station did you listen to back in your younger days?
Well, when I was real young, my father owned the radio, and it was usually on WGN.
and when I got a chance to get my own radio, and my first one was actually a crystal set. It was Larry Lujak and WLS.
Oh yeah, Larry Lujak. Oh yeah, that station, WLS, used to be the Prairie Farmer station. Then May 1st, 1960, you went to rock and roll. It was that way for 25 years. Dick Biondi. A lot of people remember back in the day the night he got fired, and what have you. We won't go into that. Let's see. Fred Winston, John Landecker. He's on WGN now, as you probably know. Some of the guys used to work at WLS and now on the WGN now.
Yeah, I don't listen to that much radio anymore. I don't have an antenna on my stereo, and I do listen to some AM at night sometimes. When I feel like it, I'll tune it in here on the MyCom.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Al. Thanks for checking in and bringing in your comments. Carrie, KD9MED. Who was back in your younger days, growing up in Chicago? Who was your favorite all-time radio personality? What show did you used to listen to? What radio station did you used to listen to back in the day?
This is KD9MED. What's new with me? I'm getting my setup ready for field day here. I switched over from the Flex to my Yaesu now, my little FT891, and I'll be working that radio for the next month or two. I've still got a lot of shaking down to do, but at least I got it working yesterday. Brief reset. I'll give you a couple radio stations. When I moved to Rockford in 1973, I was a hippie, and we hippies would stay up late at night and we would listen to an underground music station, KAAY, in Little Rock, Arkansas. It was a program called Beaker Street, and they would play all the music that you couldn't get on top 40 AM radio, you know, the so-called underground music. And I see here online that it's pretty famous. There's a Wikipedia entry for it and everything. But it came in strong at night. Brief reset. Another thing I listened to back then was WNIU. They had an excellent jazz broadcast called The Jazz Makers, which was produced in DeKalb. I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the DJ who ran it, but there's been nothing like it ever since. It was just an outstanding station. Brief reset. These days, one radio station that I recommend to everybody is WDCB, which broadcasts out of DuPage, Illinois. They're a jazz station, probably the best jazz station you can find today, I think. And whenever I'm in Chicago, I always tune into it. It's 90.9 FM. KD9MED.
Okay, Kerry, sounds good. That's very yeah. KAAY. I used to pick up that station, listen once in a while there too. That was a great station. I'll tell you. Back when I was in high school, I kind of started listening to let's see. Well, we had a Rockford station, a rock and roll station. That was WJRL, 1150 on the AM dial. That was a sunrise and sunset operation. Then it became WYFE. I'm sure many of you back in the day remember that station. Then when they went to FM, they became Y95. And let's see, right after the severe weather we had in '65, I started listening to ROK. I remember listening. Let's see, Doug McDuff was the morning man. Then Fred Spear was the newsman. he'd go around cruising the Rockford. He had a police rail in his car. Every time he heard something big go down, he'd go right to the scene. Then he'd get on the air on WROK and said whether it was a fire or shooting or what have you there. He was I think he and Doug McDuff are still alive as far as I know. They were definitely great guys too. By the way, WROK just got an FM station now. It's 96.1, and it's the same. They simulcast with the AM 1440. And another station, let's see. I used to listen to it. One time I was picking up CKLW in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. I think it was AM 600, AM 600. For a while, I started listening to CBL, Toronto, AM 740. But so I listened to like their news. That was the first time I ever listened to like a foreign station, if you will. I wouldn't call Canada a foreign country. They're just like us, very much like us. Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9RGG with a comment.
Go ahead, Norm.
Hey, I forgot to mention, but you mentioned it, and that was Franklin McCormick on WGN. Boy, when I was dating the lady who is now my wife, we used to go into Chicago on the town on Friday or Saturday night, and we'd be taking her home on the Stevenson Expressway, and we'd tune in WGN, and we'd listen to Franklin McCormick. He came on at midnight with the Torch Hour, and he went until 5 o'clock in the morning. And I remember, as you said, he died right there at the microphone. He had a heart attack. But I've got a recording of his show that he did, the last show that was broadcast from the Aragon Ballroom in Chicago. And my wife and I play that every New Year's Eve as a memory item. Oh, golly, Jim, you're bringing back the memories.
Thanks, Norm. I'm sure anybody else listening, either on the radio or on a scanner, are probably thinking the same thing too. Yeah, radio back in the day, that was great. And now, of course, not so much. Of course, you if you like the news, and so I do like the news. But I remember back in '68 when WBBM went to all news. That was just something to listen to. All news radio stations. I used to listen to that all the time. Especially Art Mercier. He was an outdoors guy. He talked about hunting and fishing and all that sort of thing.
KD9MED.
Yeah, go ahead, Dale.
Two of the radio stations that I listened to a little bit in the 70s would be WMAQ in Chicago and WWL Radio 88 in New Orleans. Number two that were pretty strong at night, and one was pretty strong during the day too. KD9MED back to that.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And sad to say, that cleared channel designation no longer exists. I think Fidel Castro in Cuba had a lot to do with that. So that's for sure. But oh yeah, they still KMOX and 50,000 watts. I listen to that for Cardinal baseball. Then WLW Cincinnati, the big one, 700 for the Cincinnati Reds baseball games. They used to have late after midnight their time, they would have like the Truckin' Bozo. That was that was a program for truckers. That was heard all over the country there.
As good as the music is and stuff nowadays, the only thing I probably listen to a little bit is 560 for just talk show, and WLS at night and listen to Mark Levin, KD9YBG, back to net.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Hey, okay, Norm K9RGG, thank you for checking in. I thought, well, I'm going to definitely do that. Have a show about who's your favorite all-time radio show and what have you. We'll do that again probably sometime next year.
Look forward to it, Jim. KC9RGG.
Okay, sounds good there. So, one of the radio personalities of WGN, I don't know, but I think they were talking about Franklin McCormick there, and this radio personality, I don't know who his name was, but he said he was going out to, I think it was back in the 70s, he was going with a girl, and she liked to listen to Franklin McCormick. And I remember that guy saying, "What's this? I'm a rock and roll kid, but I end up listening to Franklin McCormick." Yeah, he's one of the all-time greats there in Chicago radio. That's all there was to it. Okay, let's move on. Are there any more stations that like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, the rah-rah, I mean, well, it's probably over with now. They're probably all at their second meeting now. So that's at one of the restaurants. So I'm sure we'll probably hear some more, get more check-ins before the night is over. So I'm trying to. Oh boy. Just a minute. I'm trying to find a radio nut joke, if I can find one, so. Okay. It happens to do with Kiribati. Well, we'll find something here. Oh boy. Oh, okay. Are there any more stations? Would you like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, I found it here. This is number 11 of the original 30 original radio nut jokes. You're not speaking to your elderly neighbor because last week, just as you tuned the radio Kiribati or Kiribati, he turned on his power drill. If you have a homemade radio nut joke you want to pass along, then give me to me here on the radio, or give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. Okay. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9HKX Mobile.
KD9HKX Mobile. Good evening, Larry. What's going on with you?
Good evening, Jim. Just driving home from the meeting. Good meeting. Got a lot of plans laid out for field day, so I think we got things well in hand at this point.
That's great. That's great. That'll be in 2 weeks. On let's see, on Friday, June 23rd, I'm going to do a special edition of Friday Night Fun Net devoted entirely to field day. That's what we're going to be talking. That's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to ask everybody where are they going to be going for field day, and mention some of the field day sites in the area. Sounds good. Larry, we're talking about. Who was your favorite radio personality back in your younger days, or what radio station did you used to listen to, or what was your favorite radio show. Now, I know you grew up in Kansas, so you probably you had no way of picking up the Chicago stations. But I was asking you, who did you listen to back in the day?
Pretty much my favorite station was WHB 710 in Kansas City. They come in pretty decently during the day down in southeast Kansas. Had a couple personalities there that we really liked. Johnny Dolan, Phil J, Michael Murphy. It was fun listening to them. And it was a rock and roll station, of course. Over to you.
Okay, sounds good. I would imagine it was probably the way in Kansas. It was probably half and half. Doing some of the teenagers and some of the younger adults probably listen to the country music, and most of the teenagers listen to a rock and roll. That was pretty much even Steven among what music you listen to down there.
Yeah, it was probably the older folks, not so much country music as they were just getting news and farm reports. Other than that, they didn't listen to the radio much.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Hey, I'm glad you had a good time at the meeting there, and I will definitely be looking forward to you doing the Saturday evening rag tune tomorrow evening. I suppose it'll probably more than likely be held on this repeater.
Yes, sir. Right here on this repeater.
Okay, Larry, sounds good. Drive safely, and we'll catch you tomorrow night in the rag tune net. Any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun net, please call now. Speaking of Max Armstrong, he's still on the air. Let's see, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. There's a Farm Progress America and Midwest Digest. I listen to our local Freeport station, WFRL AM 1570, and WEKZ at 1260 in Monroe, Wisconsin. Both carry both those shows. That's definitely interesting. He has a wonderful show. And I remember back when the noon show was on. He and Orion Samuelson used to be on there every noon hour, giving the farm reports and the weather reports and what have you. They're both great guys. And Orion Samuelson's still alive too. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now.
KC9ICH, Robert in Rockford.
KC9ICH, good evening, Robert. What's going on with you?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just still struggling with the pain from that hip surgery, so we'll get over it in a couple weeks, I think. So I've had one of these before, so that's about how long it takes. So that's what's going on here. Nice to hear the net going tonight again, and nice to hear everybody in there. Okay, back to you, Jimmy. KC9GCR. This is KC9ICH.
Okay, Robert, sounds good. We're talking the topic tonight. We're talking about who was your favorite, back you were growing up, who was your favorite radio personality, what was your favorite radio station you used to listen to, and what was your favorite radio show back in the day?
Well, I don't know if I had a personality that I liked best. I used to listen to WROK 1440, and they had a radio show called Chicken Man. That was always fun to listen to. Back to you.
Yeah. remember that show. I'll tell you what. I tell you the truth. I didn't think very, very highly of it. We'll put it that way. But yeah, I understand. Okay, Robert, you have a good evening, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on the rag tune that Larry, K9HKX will be net control tomorrow night. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Well, okay, we got at least about another hour to go, so we're gonna do some Friday Night Fun Net trivia. This is where this is for mostly these people who are studying for their first ham radio license. They're listening to us on scanners and what have you. We have a lot of people who listen on scanners, and we got some ham radio operators who just sit back and listen. They don't check in. So okay. A lot of people listen to us because they can't listen to police communications anymore unless you have a very expensive digital scanner. You can still listen to fire and EMS frequencies on VHF high band analog. So okay. A lot of people listen just for the heck of it. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get underway. Now, this question is a dead giveaway, but like I said, this is for the benefit of those who are listening or studying for their first ham radio license. What is the meaning of the procedural signal CQ? A, call on the quarter hour. B, test transmission, no reply expected. C, only the call station should transmit. D, calling a station. What is the meaning of the procedural signal CQ? A, call on the quarter hour. B, test transmission, no reply requested. C, only the call station should transmit. D, calling a station. Anybody correct answer this question?
I didn't hear the whole question, Jimmy, but I'm just going to grab something here. A alpha to be I9HF.
Good evening, Chad. Sorry, you said A alpha. Sorry, Chad, that is not correct. But I'll get back to you in a minute. Anybody else want to give it a try?
Delta, KD9YBG.
You are correct, Dale. You are correct. What is the meaning of the procedural signal CQ? Correct answer is D Delta. Calling any station. CQ is a procedural signal that means I am calling any station. Ham radio license manual, page 6-6. Okay. W9AXD let me put you down there, Chad. What's going on with you?
Hi, Jimmy. Yeah, not a whole lot this evening. Stand by. Erica just got done with her pink hams to his net in Milwaukee. Goes 8 to 9. I think it's growing a little bit more. Seems like, although I don't listen to it much. Got a couple extra bushes planted in our yard this week. I think we did both the butterfly bushes, I think, in the side yard. They're pretty happy out there. And I got one more bush to plant somewhere. Moved some dirt. over the week to fill in the front yard where the deck went. That was pretty sunken in over the winter time, like a 3 or 4 foot, or inch, not foot, 3 or 4 inch drop off the sidewalk, which if people weren't watching, that'd be a really good ankle breaker, good liability issue. So we got all that basically filled in, and I think we have a little bit more to do here yet. And we're going to plant some grass and put a bird bath either under our bay window in the front of the house or in the backyard. I'm not too sure yet. I'm not sure the birds would come next to the house to use it, but you never know. We got a family of robins living over our outside light by the front door, so I guess birds are getting used to people as they have been, so let me use that. And then Jimmy, other than I think you signed into the net on last night, I don't remember exactly, but you didn't have anybody last night other than that time you called in, but otherwise nobody checked in. So I do want to mention that for now, until July 6th, it's going to change, but right now it's 7 p.m. on 146.400, 7 o'clock Thursday evening is Rock County Simplex Net, and it's a lot of fun. I have like 5, 6 check-ins usually. I'd like to get a little more than that, a little more participation. And starting July 6th, I'm going to try moving it to 8 p.m. There's a little less net activity at that time, so we'll give that a shot. Back to you, Jimmy. W9AXD.
Okay, sounds good there, Chad. Hey, the topic tonight is, we're talking about the old radio stations and long-time radio personalities and what have you. I was asking everybody, what was your favorite radio station you used to listen to growing up, or what was your favorite radio show back in the day, or what have you? Do you have any favorites, or what?
Well, I'm not old enough to remember the old-time radio shows, although we listened to them on Alexa. I'm Hank's Old-Time Radio. I like the gumshoe type stuff. Growing up as a kid, and that's probably why I'm into radio, I used to look for, during the summer, I used to listen to AM broadcast bands to see what the farthest station I could pick up was. And of course, you know, living up north near Marshfield, Spencer, Wisconsin, Clark, Marathon County, Wood County, I got WLS, WTMJ, you know, that kind of thing. But I can't think of any specific radio show from the 50s that I like. I think Fibber, McGee, and Molly is kind of cool. So, and then the Lone Ranger is a little bit kind of corny, but hey, it's fun. I think sometimes those old radio shows, you know, they're better than TV because you can use your own imagination and, you know, you can kind of imagine what's happening. TV nowadays, especially the commercials and the shows, you know, they don't leave nothing to anyone's imagination. I mean, any topic, anywhere goes. It doesn't matter what it is. So I kind of wish we can go back to the old-time radio stuff and stuff as a kid. So back to you, W9AXD.
Boy, ain't that the truth. Yeah, only TV I watch is just for news, like the baseball games, wrestling, and what have you. And tomorrow afternoon, there's the Belmont Stakes in New York, the third jewel horse racing, Triple Crown. I'll definitely be watching that. I'll watch C-SPAN. I'll watch the BBC World News, but I don't watch any of the shows or the movies or the sitcoms or any of that reality shows. The game shows, I don't get into that at all. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, I hear you. I like the Family Feud, you know, on Game Show Network. I mean, that's about the only game show I like. And there's too many reality shows nowadays. Non-reality as far as I'm concerned. I tell you what, Jimmy, in the 80s and 90s, they had some really good TV shows on at night. My mom and me used to watch Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman in the 90s. My dad was always working. And that wasn't all the time because I didn't visit too much. I was, living in Wausau or Milwaukee or something, probably more likely in Wausau. So I didn't get over there much, being that I can't drive because of my vision. But, that one, and then in the 80s there was, like MacGyver, Airwolf, Knight Rider, all those kind of shows I kind of liked. And when they try and make shows like that, they try and resurrect old shows, it doesn't work for them. They fall flat the first season. There's no imagination. But the shows back in the 80s and 90s, Jimmy, those were some of the best stuff they ever had on TV. Now there's no morals, there's no nothing anymore. That's why most of our kids are raised the way they are. They can get away with whatever they want to do what they want, say what they want, act the way they want, be entitled to whatever they think they can get because the younger generation. That doesn't work with me. So I could get on a soapbox about this here, Jimmy, but go ahead, back to you.
Excuse me. Okay, I hear Chad. Sorry about that. Yeah, I like the shows from way back in the 50s and 60s, or maybe early 70s, 80s, 90s. The early 2000s. No. But each to his own. But I hear, hey, is Erica around? I want to check her into the net.
I don't know if she went outside or what, but I'll see what she's doing. I'll have her come in by the radio here and check in here a little bit.
Okay, if not, I can always put her down as non-honorary check-in, the two.
Yeah, she wanted to check in, so I'll have her come in here after a while.
Okay, sounds good there, Chad. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I want to move on here. So thanks for checking in and for your comments or what have you. So, okay. And we have any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun in? If you're coming home you're just coming home to the rah-rah meeting, or you're just coming home from your Friday night fish fries, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show, if you just turned the radio on or have been copying the mail for the last hour and 10 minutes, hour and 9 minutes, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun net. From anywhere in the region with traffic, please call K9GCR.
Let me sign out here, Jimmy. Thanks to W9AXD clear.
Okay, thanks. Okay, sounds good. Have a good evening, Chad. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun net, please call now. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see.
Hey, Jimmy, I am here. KD9BBX.
I think I read that question a while back. I don't want to. I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions, or what have you. So, yeah, I don't think so. I'm not reading that one either. Okay, boy. Okay. Some of these questions seem to be too easy. That's what I'm trying to avoid here, so... Oh, boy. All right. What is the voltage across a 10-ohm resistor if a current of 2 amperes flows through it? A, 8 volts. B, 0.2 volts. C, 12 volts. D, 20 volts. What is the voltage across a 10-ohm resistor if a current of 2 amperes flows through it? A, 8 volts. B, 0.2 volts, C, 12 volts, D, 20 volts. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Hey, this is KD9BBX here, Jimmy. I heard I was a request of yours. I will guess the answer, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong. I'd say B, 0.2 volts. And I'm just checking in, saying hi, and now I'm out of here. KD9BBX clear.
Okay, now, before I let you go, thanks for checking in. Did you say A alpha, or what did you say?
Jimmy, it was B as in banana.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's not correct, but thanks anyway. And thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, I'm going to read this question one more time. What is the voltage across a 10 ohm resistor if a current of 1 ampere flows through it? A, 1 volt, B, bravo, that's not correct. A, 1 volt, C, 11 volts, or D, 9 volts. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, what is the voltage across a 10 ohm resistor if a current of 1 ampere flows through it? Correct answer is oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, net control screwed up. Net control screwed up. It's B, bravo, 10 volts. 10 volts. Sorry, folks, I screwed up. The correct answer is 10 volts. Sorry about that, folks. I'm gonna, let me, K9RFD, I better check her in.
Hey, Jimmy, I got it half right. I had the wrong answer, but the right letter. Chad says that the question for the week is, what's your favorite old-time radio program? And I can answer that if you'd like.
If you want to, go ahead, yes.
In this house, I'm the old-time radio addict. And I'll tell you, one of my favorite, I don't know what they call it. Well, I love the old-time cop shows. So one of them I listen to is Hank's Gumshoe Radio. And it's got, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and all the when I was an FBI agent or something like that, all those goofy things, and I just get such a kick out of it. So, when I was a kid, and I don't know if they still do it, but I would try to stay up until midnight and listen to WBBM because they had, at midnight, every night, they had When Radio Was, and they would play, every night it was a different thing. It would be Our Miss Brooks, or, Gunsmoke, or what, Have Gun Will Travel, whatever it was. Also on Saturday nights, I think Madison's public radio station, WHA, also had old-time radio, and that's what piqued my interest. So I'm a throwback. I like my radio. I like the old stuff better than what's on TV now. Back to net, KD9BBX. Have yourself a great weekend, and may it rain.
Thanks for checking in, Erica. Yeah, well, we'll probably, the way they're talking, we might get some early Sunday morning. We'll just have to see what happens. It probably not till Sunday we're supposed to get it. Okay, sounds good. I remember the old Dragnet was on the radio before they moved the TV. Jack Webb appeared on. Well, he did that show too on radio before he moved to the TV. Erica, thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. So, okay. Do we have any more stations you want to check in this time? Please call now. Well, I'm sure the rah-rah meeting is over. They're probably at the pizza restaurant enjoying their second meeting. So, okay. Let's continue with the trivia. Let's see here. Okay. Oh, I already looked at that one. Let's move to another one here. Okay. In which type of circuit? Let's do that again. In which type of circuit is DC current the same through all components? A. Series. B. Parallel. D. Resonant. D. Branch. In what type of circuit is DC current the same through all components? A. Series. B. Parallel. D. Resonant. D. Branch. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KD9MED is going with A alpha.
You are correct, Gary. You are correct. In which type of circuit is DC current the same through all components? Correct answer is A alpha series. If two or more components such as light bulbs are connected in a circuit so that the same current must flow through all of them, that is a series circuit. So, okay, we'll find another one here. I'll tell you what. I think we're gonna forego the rest of the questions on the I can't even talk. I'm going to forego the rest of the questions there on the technicians portion, and we're going to do some questions on the extra portion. I can't read any questions from the general portion because at the end of this month, that book will be no good. So, for all intents and purposes, everything is in that book is null and void. So we'll be reading questions from the extra Q&A. All right. Just a minute. Let me find some. Okay. All right. We'll find it here. Hold on. Okay. Those of you who work slow scan TV should know the correct answer to this question by heart. What hardware other than I can't even talk. What hardware other than a receiver with SSB capability and a suitable computer is needed to decode SSTV using digital radio Mondale or DRM? A special IF converter. B, a special front-end limiter. C, a special notch filter to remove synchronization pulses. D, no other hardware is needed. What hardware other than a receiver with SSB capability and a suitable computer is needed to decode SSTV or slow scan TV using digital radio Mondale or DRM? A special IF converter. B, a special front-end limiter. D, a special notch filter to remove synchronization pulses. D, no other hardware is needed. Does anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, I guess we don't have any people work close to CAN TV, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll give the question and read the answer. What hardware, other than a receiver with SSB capability and a suitable computer, is needed to decode SSTV using digital radio module, the DRM? Correct answer is D Delta. No other hardware is needed. We'll find another one here. Yeah. Oh, I read that last one. I'm not going to read that question again. Yeah. Okay. All right. What type of polarization is best for ground wave propagation? A, vertical. B, horizontal. C, circular. D, elliptical. What type of polarization is best for ground wave propagation? A, vertical. C, horizontal. C, circular. D, elliptical. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, what type of polarization is best for ground wave propagation? The correct answer is A, alpha, vertical. All ground wave propagation uses vertical polarization. Signals with horizontal polarization do not propagate by ground waves. Extra class license manual, page 10-6. All right. All right. I think this will be the last one for the evening. Which of the following receiver circuits can be effective in eliminating interference from strong out-of-band signals? A, a front-end filter or preselector. B, a narrow IF filter. C, a notch filter. D, a properly adjusted product detector. Which of the following receiver circuits can be effective in eliminating interference from strong out-of-band signals? A, a front-end filter or preselector. B, a narrow IF filter. C, a notch filter. D, a properly adjusted product detector. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KD9EPZ, I'll say A, alpha.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. Which of the following receiver circuits can be effective in eliminating interference from strong out-of-band signals? Correct answer is A, alpha, a front-end filter, or preselector. Front-end filters and preselectors attenuate out-of-band signals on the image frequencies so that images in the receiver are greatly reduced or eliminated. An IF or notch filter cannot prevent images because the images are produced before the IF stages. A product detector operates on whatever signal the IF stages produce, whether a real or image signal. Extra class license manual, page 7-14. All right, I think we're going to, this concludes Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this week. We'll do it again next Friday. Oh boy, I see, but tomorrow the temperature in Rockford will be 84 degrees and Sunday will be 69. Another boring weekend. Bring on the work week.
Actually, one of those days where you wear out the switch on your thermostat.
Time, please call now. This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central Report. We have any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, my K9CFL, is that you? If there's signal, there's definitely a lot of noise with your signal. Let's try that again.
Relay.
Go ahead, relay.
That's WX9WL.
WX9WL. Oh yeah, I've heard them on the Ogle County nets there. WX9WL. Welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net. We meet every Friday evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater. What is going on with you? WX9WL, you still with us?
Yeah, WX9WL. Good evening, Jimmy. Let's see if I can get the repeater any better now.
Okay, we got you sounding better that time. What's going on with you?
Nothing. See a little happening going on this evening. No, we don't pick the repeater very much, so thought we'd check in there.
That's great, that's great. We're talking about old radio stations back in the day. Who was your favorite radio personality growing up? What radio station did you listen to, and did you have a favorite radio show back in the day?
Larry Lujak, WLS. I think back then they called it the KD9MED or something like that. It was a long time ago.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Hey, WX9WL, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll definitely hear you on the Tuesday night nets there on the 165 repeater. Thanks for checking in.
All right, Jimmy, catch you later, WX9WL.
Okay. Well, welcome to these stations who don't check in, no, but that's the first time checking. That's great. Do we have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? If you're just coming home from the Monday Night Rah-Rah meeting, the Monday Night Rah-Rah, what am I saying here? If you're just coming home from the Rah-Rah meeting or your second meeting, if you're coming home from your Friday Night Fish Fry, Steak Fry, grocery shopping, or the show, if you just turn your radio on, or you've been if you've been listening for the past hour and a half, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. Withdraw traffic, please call K9 GCR. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In exactly 1.5 hour at 10 p.m. if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago with a PL 114.8 plus all set, the Night Watch net beginning underway. That net is held 7 nights a week. What was it? I think it was Tuesday night I checked in for the first time in a long time. The band conditions were just perfect. So the last 2 nights, not so much. But that's the way it goes. If you cannot get into that repeater, they do have EchoLink capabilities. Again, Night Watch gets underway in exactly 1.5 hour at 10 p.m. on the 443.750 Chicago FM Club, the 440 machine. Oh yes, I want to make this announcement. This is from John, the KD9EDF, the 6-meter Hamfest scheduled for this Sunday at the Wheaton DuPage County Fairgrounds has been canceled. No reason, no explanation given. This news just broke. Again, the 6-meter Hamfest scheduled for this coming Sunday, this coming weekend has been canceled. So anybody planning on going to that Hamfest, well, sorry, you're just going to have to make other plans for Sunday. Continuing on with the nets, don't forget get the Saturday evening rag tune net tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. here on this repeater with the Larry K9HKX. We go around a few times the rag tune. Net control picks a topic. You can talk about that topic. If you want to bring up another subject, you're welcome to do so. But we go around about 2, 3, or 4 different times there. We usually have about I think last week we had 11 or 12 check-ins. That was a pretty good turnout for Saturday night. But we usually go for at least just over an hour, or maybe towards an hour and a half, depending on how many check-ins we get. And the Saturday night fun net takes place also at 8 p.m. on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee. Or technically that repeater is in New Berlin, Wisconsin. That has a PL 127.3 minus offset. You got to check in a certain way, and some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing them up. After the rag tune net got done, I switched over to that repeater, and I think their net was over because they were rag tuned. Okay.
KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Hey, K9FLO. Hello, Dean.
Hi, Jimmy. Good to hear you on there. How's it going? Happy Friday.
I'm doing fine. Happy Friday to you, Dean. Kurt has not checked in yet. Of course, we had the rah-rah meeting that took place today, and I think I'm sure everybody's at another restaurant there for their second meeting. So Kurt KD9MED has not yet checked in.
That's not surprising. And I think also this is their field day planning meeting too, so that's good. That's very good. So, nice day today. Couldn't ask for better. Hopefully we got some rain coming up this weekend. Could certainly use it. Otherwise, that's the excitement. Well, I just noticed that here I moved my TV antenna, which used to be up on the roof, off to a side mount on my tower. And now that I go on 2 meters here, I must overload the TV little amp that's built into it, so I lose my local TV broadcast. So, bummer. I have to go back to another method. Anyway, so what's happening on the net there, Jimmy?
Well, I was asking, we're talking about a topic that Norm K9RGD was brought up. We're talking about who was your favorite radio personality way back in the day when you were growing up. What was your favorite radio station or radio program back in the day? We mentioned Orion Samuelson and mentioned some of the other, Franklin McCormick, Wally Phillips, and WGN, and what have you. Did you? Who was your favorite radio personality back in the day, or what was your favorite station?
Wow. Trying to think what I used to listen to. Well, of course, once you were driving a car, that changed your listening pattern a little bit compared to before. The pre-16 was different. I think at that time, as far as AM, of course, that was the primary. Probably LS, WLS. Used to listen to, who used to be on there? Joel Sebastian, that might have been WCFL. Dick Biondi, of course, I think he was in there someplace, either on LS or WCFL. And there was another one on there I used to listen to. I can't remember too much. Then I remember WLS had that one summer they had a labor problem and they were using what they called a mechanical disc jockey. Remember that one summer. Otherwise, locally,
probably at that time, it was AM, probably ROK. The WROK was good for news in the morning and that. And what else did we have around? It was still on. I was too young for Triple R. And we had WJBL, I think was that it? What else was around here that was, boy, can't remember, but then of course FM was starting to pop in there around that time. And what was we had 103 and 97.5, which is still on. And yeah, it was an interesting, different world of radio and music back then. To me, maybe a little bit better. KC9 GCR K9FL.
Okay, sounds good. Joe Sebastian was on the WLS for a time. I don't know what happened to him after he moved. He might have been on CFL. I don't know. But let's see. Yeah, but that's where Dick Biondi. Oh yeah. For whatever reason, I just was not crazy about him. But then everybody talking about the time that he got fired. I don't know. Did you listen on the night that he got fired or not? That was the big talk around the Chicago radio back in the day.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it. I didn't follow Ellis as much. Trying to think back to late 60s. I used to also listen to more on the weekends. I used to listen to KAAY out of Little Rock, Arkansas, and they were a 50K station, and they used to put a great signal up here. And that was a wonderful station. That was the early days of what they called, what was the music called? They couldn't broadcast it during the daytime or evening hours. They had to do it after midnight. And there was a show I used to listen to. It was Clyde Clifford's Beaker Street. And that was, they used to run, tell you what they were known for at that time, it was playing the, he'd play the full albums, and one of my remember was the Pink Floyd album, the first one that came out, and he would play it, and my God, that was considered taboo. But so much of that stuff, back then, it was censored, in a way that I guess we weren't capable of handling it. Of course, the new kids now can, I guess, handle it all. So, Jamie, go ahead.
Yeah, Terry K9MED mentioned about one back in his younger days used to listen to KAAY. Yeah, he mentioned that same program that you mentioned too. Then let's see. Well, I remember back in the late '60s, about the time I graduated from high school, Jim Morrison and the Doors came out with Light My Fire. The radio station, the commercial radio station played the short version, and some like the FM station, like WROK, late at night after midnight, would play the long version. But that was the way. Well, the early days of rock and roll. A lot of the radio stations would not play what they call race music by black artists, like or what have you. They were afraid they'd get in trouble with the FCC. They might lose their license. But let's see. Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Everybody thinks of Bill Haley in the comments, but that was originally recorded by Big Joe Turner. See, the same was with some other songs there too.
Well, you're right, and people didn't realize, or the current generation, how censored the programming was back there. And the midnight was the key around here. Was the music would change, and that's when after midnight they would play a full album. Of course, the album was only 30 minutes, on a side. But yeah, they used to do that, and yeah, there's quite something. Of course, the most popular at that time was AM, and that was popular, of course, at that time because of the range of it. And the FM stations, most of them, they would also reduce the power of the FM stations at night. They would knock them down. Of course, AM stations would too, of local ones, because they weren't clear channels like LS or GN and those stations. But yeah, that was something back then. It was really, you know, now the kids are talking about, you know, how everything's changing, this and that, and now, you know, we had it back then too in a different way, but you know, we didn't know any different. So that was part of the excitement, the fun of that generation of on that there. But yeah, that just the radio was very limited, and it wasn't censored. It just wasn't played.
K9GCR, that's very true. Yes, it wasn't played there. Well, I'll tell you what. There was another song. You Big Bad John by Jimmy Dean. They said, well, at the original, the last stanza of that song was, they said, at the bottom of the mine lies one hell of a man, Big John. Well, here's the thing. The radio stations would not play it because they were afraid of getting in trouble with the FCC. You couldn't say damn or hell or what have you back in the day. So they had to change the lyrics to, at the bottom of this mine lies a big man, Big John. So that was the way it was too.
You're absolutely right, and that's true. Anything that any kind of unacceptable language, it was not broadcast. But the FM stations could do it. They were allowed to do it. I think that was because they were more local. So that's right. I forgot about that. They did. Now, who did the censoring? I'm not sure if that was based on local, or if that was by the record, or had to be the station. And in those days too, you had your radio stations and your that they had a full staff going in the evenings and that. I mean, they had people there. There nothing was mechanized. You had to have an engineer on duty all the time when that was on the air, and it was quite a bit different world. A lot of course, a lot of things change now, but tell you what, back then, yeah, you had the engineer was on site. You had to, of course, everybody was very licensed to be qualified to work on that equipment. Nowadays, I don't think they care about anything. So, anywho, there, Jimmy. Trying to think, a good subject tonight. It's kind of fun to reminisce some of that stuff. I did have a little short stint at one of the local radio stations, and back when I was a teenager down in Rockford. That was kind of fun. And what else? I actually did some maintenance work later on in life at a couple of the stations in town, so it was kind of fun. But boy, talk about times have changed, and it's too bad. Nobody knows otherwise. You know, enough time passes, you don't know, nobody knows it's anything different. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
That's true too. A lot of people don't know that. And you know, here's another thing I found out many years ago. Radio stations in the South, they said the Southern accent, believe it or not, is not acceptable for broadcasting, even in the South. Not that Southern drawl or twang, no. They say that, I think that the official language of broadcasting, or if you want to call it that, is the Midwestern accent.
Yeah, true. And remember, too, they also had, for the South, you had a lot of what was called Christian radio stations. There were a lot of those on there, little 1 kW, 3 kW radio stations on AM, and that was pretty common. Now that, of course, is gone, and it probably can't do that anymore. Yeah, there was exclusive type, and anytime a station wanted to, anytime a station wanted to change their programming, let's say from country western to rock, they had to file that with the FCC. They had to notify the FCC for approval to be able to do that. So that was now I don't know if that, maybe they still have to do that, but years ago you had to register your programming, what it's going to be, and that. So maybe we're just getting old, Jimmy.
Amen.
That could very well be the golden days of radio. That's for sure. Just I want to see if by chance Kurt KD9MED is on. Kurt, are you on the air? KD9MED, case on GCR.
Heard a comment in there, Jimmy.
Oh, comment, go ahead.
That's me again, KD9EPZ. Wonder who remembers the radio station in Cherryvale Mall, WYBR.
Oh yeah, I remember that station. 104.9 that later became WXRX, DX. I remember that station.
Everybody knows from WLUP in Chicago, Jonathan Brandmeier used to be a DJ there.
Okay, I was not aware of that. So, I know Kim Lepak, who used to be on the sports director on channel 17. I think he also worked at WIBR as a DJ.
Yeah, and it wasn't, you could do that because the DJs weren't live for the most part. That was an automated station. It was all running on tape.
Okay, that was the way it was when WXXQ was here in Freeport too. That was all. I had the pleasure of visiting that station there. They had a great big reel-to-reel machine. They called it Fred, and they played the. That's what they had. All the music, everything was canned. Everything was there was no live. The only live broadcasts that took place were like the high school football and basketball games, or maybe Iowa Community College of basketball. But for the most part, everything else was just canned, taped.
Yeah, I knew the station wasn't there anymore at Cherryvale. I know that the frequency is now assigned to Belvedere.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Al. Hey, thanks for your comment there. And I don't want to leave Dean hanging. So, Dean, I think I'm going to let you go. Thank you for coming in there and chit-chatting. We'll talk to you next Friday night. I'm sure maybe Kurt will be on the air at that time.
All right, Jimmy. Hey, very good. Yeah, just thinking about forgot about the station that was brought up. I don't remember it being at Cherryville. I don't remember before that. I'm just trying to think. I don't remember old Triple R radio and WJBL, and then out on off. What was the road? Run out east of Rockford. They had a tower out there. They had a little 1 kW transmitter out there. I think that was the. I just can't remember anymore.
too many senior moments there, Jimmy. Hey, take care. Talk to you later, 7-3s, and yeah, I'll probably be talking to Kurt, I'm sure, sometime this week. Have a great week.
You too, Dean. Thanks for checking in. Okay, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I was in the process of mentioning all the different nets in the area. I want to mention this on this tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on this repeater. We will be doing the bi-monthly hospital, Illinois Region 1 Hospital radio system test. This every 2 months is on the second Saturday of the even-numbered month. Some of the ham radio operators get together at some of the local hospitals that have ham radio equipment. We call by county, Boone County, DeKalb County, Carroll County, and go all the way until we get down to Winnebago County. After we get done here on this repeater, we will switch over to 147.165, the Oregon machine, PL 146.2 plus off. And at that, I think Larry, KD9MED will take over. After they get done there, they'll switch over to 14697, the repeater in Dixon, PL 82.5 minus also, and they'll do the net there. But we do this exercise is a result of a natural radio emergency that took place back in 2009. So that's what they do. First, second Saturday of the even-numbered month at 9 a.m. I will be net control for this version of the net here on 195. Then I'll turn it over to Lloyd, K9RFD when they switch over to 165. But this net is held on the second Saturday of the even-numbered months. Illinois Region 1 Hospital radio system test. Then don't forget the Saturday evening Ragju net with Larry, K9HKX is your net control operator. That'll be held on this repeater. We go around a few times, talk about different stuff. Net control brings up a topic. If you want to talk about that, fine. If you want to bring up something else, that's all right too. But we go around a few times. Usually, I think we had about 12 check-ins last week, and we usually go for a little more than an hour. So okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay, Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. on the 145-110 repeater in Monroe. PL of 123.0 minus off at the Greene County Amp Radio whenever takes place with that's Greene County Aries Racing Net, I should say. That takes place with Scott K9YI as your net control operator. The Whiteside County Aries Group holds its net at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling. The PL of 114.8 minus offset. You shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. The antenna is 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Troop 1 radio tower. Then, of course, the Big Thunder Amps Radio Club holds its net every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 plus offset. There was no net held last Sunday due to the fact that there was technical difficulties with that repeater. But hopefully they got that result, so there'll be a net on this coming Sunday night. Monday evenings at 7 p.m., more than likely on this repeater, it'll be the Rah-Rah Info Net. Larry, K9KGT will be net control this coming Monday. I was net control this past Monday. Then Monday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon with the PL 82.5 minus offset. The Lee County Aries Group holds its Monday evening net. And after that, at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb, PL 100.0 minus offset. The Kishwaukee Amateur Radio Cup holds its Monday evening net. Okay, now Tuesday. The guys down in we got the first of all, we got two nets which take place at 7 p.m. on Tuesday. The first one is it was formerly the Health and Tech Net. Now I'm going to make this announcement. We are now changing it to the Health, Tech, and Social Net at the suggestion of Larry, K9KZT. I think that's a good idea. We'll still talk about you have any we'll ask everybody how they're getting along health-wise. If anybody has any technical questions, if they want to bring up something else, we'll do. But the name of the Tuesday and Thursday evening nets will now be the Health, Tech, and Social Net. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. The Tuesday evening net will most likely be held on 146610 repeater, and the Thursday evening net hosted by myself will take place on the on this repeater. Then, also at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville, the PL 123.0 minus offset, the Rock County Aries Races net is held. Okay, now, one moment, please. Okay, what was that? Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to tell you. The guys down in Ogle County recently started up a brand new net. It's called the Ogle County Amateur Radio Net. That net meets on Tuesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in the Oregon, repeal 146.2 plus offset. They talk about different stuff. If they have time after you get done with check-ins, they'll switch over to the 146.595 simplex frequency for a brief simplex net. After they get done with that, they will switch back to the 147.165 repeater for the 9 p.m. Ogle County Amateur Radio Net for Aries Skywarn. So if you're not doing anything on Tuesday afternoons, by all means, Tuesday evenings, I should say, check out that new Ogle County net, and if you can, go to the simplex net on 146.595 and switch back to the 165 repeater for the Ogle County Amateur Radio Net for Aries Skywarn. Wednesday evening here in Freeport at 7 p.m. on the 147.390 repeater with the PL 114.8 plus offset. I hosted Stevenson County Aries Races Net. Stevenson County Aries Net, I should say. I had a good turnout. I think I had 11 check-ins. No, that was the swap net. That was the swap net I held. We'll talk about that later. At 7:30 p.m. on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd with the PL 123.0 plus offset. The Greater Boyd Amateur Radio Club has its Wednesday evening net. I regret to say I'm not able to hear that repeater, let alone get into it. Okay, now, at 8 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have the Wednesday evening swap net. I was net control this past Friday. I think I had a total of 11 or 12 check-ins. That's the most check-ins we've had on that net in a long time. Mel, and the swap net runs from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. to all times it's handled. Mel, K9RFD, the trustee of the 39 repeater, brings us Amateur Radio Newsline. 15 minutes independent news broadcast of both entirely Amateur Radio. Okay, now, Thursday evenings at 7 and 7 p.m. Last night, well, we did not have a health and tech net. There was rag chewing going on, and I did not want to interfere with the rag chew. Larry, K9KCC, was going to go out to supper, but something came up, and that was canceled. So I decided, since there was not going to be any code practice, since there was no Northern Illinois Skywarn training net, I decided I was not going to have a net. So, but hey, here's how it goes. Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, Ricky, WX9RLG, brings us the Northern Illinois Skywarn training net. Immediately following that net, I host the Thursday evening health, tech, and social net. Okay, that's what's going on. Now, I also want to mention Chad, the W9AXD has his simplex net at 7 p.m. There was no checking on that net other than myself. Starting, I think it'll be July 6th, he's going to move the net to 8 p.m. So we'll just, you're not doing anything, folks. Go to that 146,400 simplex frequency and check into that net. Chad's got a good net going on. All right, on HF, between the hours of 1400 and 1500 hours Zulu, the CNOW net is held on 14.287 megahertz at 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck KD9MED as your net control station. Okay, you're up to date on your local nets. Support your local net control operators, the local nets, your local repeaters, and by all means, if you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means, support your local club. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now. Oh, yes, I forgot something. This is K9GCR for the Friday Night Fun net on the K9RFD Repeater Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun net Central and Freeport. It is just after 10 p.m. It is 10:04 p.m. Curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Lockdown. About 5 minutes ago, Winnebago County Jail went on lockdown. Terry, K9MED was telling me he listens to the jail frequencies on a scanner. At exactly 10 p.m. every night. Dispatch calls to correctional officers. Lockdown. The jailbirds are being put to bed for the night. Lights out. Nighty-night, jailbirds. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Those of you of a certain age, remember your parents telling you that? Okay, at this time, are there any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now. I don't know of any special event stations or any contests taking place this weekend. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and read the after's code. 1. The actors consider you never knowingly uses the air in such a way to lessen the pleasure of others. 2. The actor is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and the American Radio Relay League to which amateur radio is represented. 3. The amateur is progressive. He keeps the station abreast of science. It is well-built and efficient. Its operating practice is above reproach. 4. The amateur is friendly. So on patient sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance, cooperation, and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. 5. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows it to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, or his community. And finally, number 6. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country, his community. That's the captain's code. It's Tony K9RFD, our EC here in Stevenson County says. Some to listen by not only on the radio, but throughout life itself. Do we have any more stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, I think everybody's checked in. It's good check-in, so I'm going to go ahead and do my honorary check-in. Hold on. Okay, I've got the Tony K9RFD or EC here in Stevenson County. HC honorary check-in. N9CAB. Tracy, his better half. HC. And we mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. Scott. 8. 9. Silver Fox. HC honorary check-in. K9. Justin, HC honorary check-in. And one of the best guys in the whole world, he checked in last week. He doesn't check in every week, but he listens to it every week. Richard. N9ZO in Belvedere. He's got his tower down considerably. He's waiting for his boys to come and get it back up to its normal level. So, okay. Okay, who else? All right. Oh, yes. Brandon. One moment, please. Two more honorary check-ins. Wolger, Stevenson County. Brandon, K9LOA in Rural Lena. And John, KD9OVJ in McConnell. He's working a shift now at 11th Ambulance Service here 11th Ambulance Service in Lena. So, okay. All right. Who else is on the list? Okay, HC9JEZ, Mike and Rockford, HC honorary check-in, W9KLG, Kevin, HC honorary check-in. I think Kevin checked in last week. He's probably on his way to work right now, so okay, let's see. Who else? Okay, HC9GO, Larry and Rosson, HC honorary check-in. Oh, yes. One more. E9KZT. Larry, the king of CW. Okay. Oh yeah, he must have been at the rah-rah meeting. He didn't check in tonight. Now let's see who else. Oh. AC9, oh no, yeah, we did that. KD9M, Curtin and Roscoe, Rah Preston. I put him down as an honorary check-in, and you know what? I gotta do this. W9RLT. Ricky, honorary check-in. Let's call him the King of Skywarn, okay? Okay, well, we'll come up with some more honorary check-ins later on. Any more stations wanting to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. K9YI, okay, Scott, I can just barely copy you. Go to the straight 195 simplex, and I can copy you better. Okay, Scott, I'll put you down. We're talking about back in your younger days. What was your favorite radio station to listen to? Who was your favorite radio personality? And what was your favorite radio show back in the day? Okay, sounds good. I think John Landecker and I don't know where Larry Lujak is now, but John Landecker is working at GN now. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. We were talking about Orion Samuelson and Max Armstrong, the great farm broadcasters at WGN. Oh yeah, I listen to both of them, Farm Progress America and Midwest Digest. Yeah, our station here in Freeport, WFRL AM 1570, he has them on too. They're on too. No, he retired a couple years ago. Orion Samuelson's still alive. Oh yeah, okay, sounds good. Well, I remember them go back when I was in high school. My dad would, when I did get up in the morning, Dad would have the radio on. He would always have WGN on. At 5:30 in the morning, he used to have that milking time with Orion Samuelson. Oh yeah, well, it was a country fair, then the noon show. Of course, they were for years. Orion and the Max would do the show together. But I enjoyed listening to those guys. That's for sure. Okay, Scott, I'm going to let you go. You have a good evening. It sounds like we're going to get some rain on Sunday. So you have a good evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll catch you on the Green County Net this Sunday night. Okay, this is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Do we have any more stations wishing to check in this time? Please call now. Okay, I want to thank Dan, N9DCH, and the members of the 195 group for allowing us to use this repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to run down the list of stations who checked in so far. Myself, K9GCR, net control, W9JTC, AK9F, AK9VU, K9QPL, N9SBJ, H9, and those were the 5 states were my short time station. Now, H9NW, K9YBG, and K9MED. Oh, I screwed that up. K9MED. He's live streaming this net on the around the world on the internet, the YouTube. He's also recording this net for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, K9RGG Norm. He suggested the topic, by the way. K9MED, K9EPZ, Al, K9HKX. We'll hear him tomorrow night on Saturday Interaction at K9ICH Robert, W9AXD, K9VBX is better half, WX9 WL, the K9FLO, Dean, let me reset. They're my honorary check-ins. N9ARB, N9TAB, AK9SF, K9FEO, N9ZO, K9LOA, K9OBJ, H9JT, W9KLG, AC9GO, K9KZT, KE9N, WX9RLT, and last but certainly not least, K9YI, Don Monroe. Okay, let's see, I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 on-air check-ins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 honorary check-ins. We're a total of 32 check-ins overall. Are there any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9GCR, W3MBX, Manton, Rockford, mobile.
W3MBX, good evening, Matt. How are you doing? How did the meeting go, and how did your second meeting go?
Both meetings were awesome. So we got our planning kind of done for field day. Need to get in contact with a few people, and I wanted to get a hold of the new guy, John. I don't have his call sign with me. It's at home written down, and also Dale, the newer ham out there. I got his call sign, and both of them I logged into QRZ, but they don't have emails in there. So I'll have to catch them on the net and see if I can't get their phone number and talk to them, see if they can't give us some help out at field day.
Okay, I believe John's call, I believe it's K9YHC or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I got it written down at home, and I was on a net and I wrote it down, and I'm like, oh, I'll look it up on QRZ later, and then just send them an email. But they didn't link their email up in QRZ, so I can't do that. So I'll catch them on the net, or if I'm not on the net or something, and ask them to kick me an email from QRZ. But I should be on the nets here the rest of the week.
Okay, sounds good. The question tonight, now, I was asking everybody if they're, I don't know if this would mean anything to you or not, but I was asking everybody, growing up, what was your favorite radio station that you listened to? Did you have a favorite radio personality, and what was your favorite radio show? I
really didn't. I listened to WROK off and on.
as a kid. I don't remember who the guys were. I don't know, Fred Spear maybe? Does that sound right? And of course, Harry Carey, man. You can't beat that guy. He's awesome.
Boy, ain't that the truth? Yeah, that's for sure. Oh yeah, Fred Spear. He was a great guy. He used to go around on the mobile unit. He'd listen to a police radio or something like that. And if there was a fire or a shooting or something and it took place, he went to direct to the scene. He'd even get on the air and broadcast it. Fred Spear. Oh yeah, he was a great guy. I believe he's still alive too.
That's cool. And then, you know, Harry Carey, of course, you know, he was pretty awesome. And not radio, but television. The weather guy out of Chicago. God, what the heck's his name? Tom Skilling. Yeah, that's it. Tom Skilling, the weather guy. He probably does the best weather guy I've ever seen.
Yes, and I'm sorry to say we don't get that station anymore. Let's see, we CLTV. I wish we would get the regular WGN. Their shows, their movies and stuff, I couldn't care less. But I enjoy their. I like the news. Tom Skilling. Yeah, you know, as far as I'm concerned, he's the better, a lot better than the Rockford meteorologist that we have on now on TV.
Yeah, no, I think he's the gold standard, and we got some pretty good ones here in Rockford. But Tom Skilling, I would put him up on against anybody in the United States as far as the weather guys go.
Oh yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Jim Ramsey, their substitute guy, was a good one too. I always liked him.
Yeah, he's pretty decent too, but. Anymore, you know, it's unfortunate. I don't even get regular air TV. Well, I suppose I could get it if I wanted to, but, you know, for me now, everything is streaming, and I don't know. Actually, Jimmy, one of the reasons I got into ham radio was really when everything goes down, you know, we still got this, and it's going to happen one of these days, but we still got communications, and I want to learn a little bit more about the FT8, you know, so you can kind of. I think it's almost like an email through or texting through ham radio.
Oh yeah, I hear you. Hey, speaking of WROK, I don't know if you know this or not, but they have FM now.
They have FM now? I did not know that.
Just about, I would say about a month or two ago or something like that, they got the FM. It's 96.1. 96.1. They simulcast. It's the same thing that you hear on AM 1440.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool, man. I had no idea. I'll have to put that down. I listen to that sometimes driving in the morning. What's the guy's name? I forget. There's two guys out there in the morning that kind of go back and forth.
Back when I was in high school, I used to listen to Doug McDuff was the morning man at ROK. He was a great guy.
Yeah, I remember Doug McDuff. Who are the guys that are doing it now? I just can't. I listen to them all the time and I can't remember.
I don't know. To tell you the truth, I started listening to that. They carry the Chicago White Sox baseball games now, but that's about it. As far as I suppose it's probably all nationally syndicated radio shows. You probably have local news or something, but that's about it.
Yeah, in the morning there's two guys, and man, I just can't remember their names, and but it's local stuff, and you know they talk about national stuff too. But yeah, in the morning, I can't recall. I got a brain freeze or something.
Yeah. Well, here's how I found out about WROK having FM on the Channel 17 weather reports at 10 o'clock. They always show a sign like the little logo. They said for your latest weather information, tune into News Talk, your local information, News Talk, WROK 1440. So I happened to see that. They said AM 1440, FM 96.1. And I thought, oh boy, they got FM now.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm going to have to, I'll tune into that and check it out.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Matt, you have a good evening. Yeah, we're going to have our Stevens County Repeater Association monthly meeting tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock at the Freeport Public Library. Then we're going to be talking about our field days, too.
Yeah, roger that. I am going to make one of those again one of these times. You know, that one time I came out there last year, and then Tony couldn't make it. But I am going to make it out there one of these days, and I'd say hello to you guys. But tomorrow's my son's 8th grade graduation party that we're having, and we get family into town and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty tied up with that most of the weekend.
Okay, when I was in 8th grade, we didn't have, this was back in the 62 and 63, we did not have 8th grade graduation. If they ever had in Freeport, I don't remember, that was before my time.
Yeah, we didn't have it either, and obviously you're older than I am, but I'm trying to think how old I was and what year it was when I was in 8th grade. Who knows, right? Probably, I don't know, 79, 78, something like that. But yeah, we didn't have it either. And but now they got a graduation for kindergarten, for God's sakes.
Oh boy. Let kids be kids. That's the way I look at it. Hey, Matt, I'm going to let you go, Southern. You have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log. K9G Cheryl McGurr, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Hey, roger that, Jimmy. Have a great evening, 73, and I doubt I'll be on the net tomorrow night. I might tune in, though. We got some house guests, so maybe I'll tune in and let them check in. We'll see. W3MBX is clear. Good night.
If they're ham radio operator is great. Otherwise, they can let them listen and maybe they can get into the interesting hobby. Okay. Talk to you later, Matt. K9G Cheryl. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations wishing to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Let me tell you, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. You wouldn't miss the Friday Night Fun Net when it's not on. Well, I sure do. There's a simple idea. Listen, go to the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page, follow instructions, and you can listen to the Friday Night Fun Net whenever you want to listen to it. Anytime during the day or anytime during the nighttime, especially in the wee small hours of the morning. Let's say it's 3 a.m. You can't sleep. I think I'll turn on the Friday Night Fun Net. Maybe that'll put me to sleep. But that's the way you do it. It's a Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page where it's Friday night, every night of the week. This is my week. Friday is my weekend, that's for sure. Saturday and Sunday, I couldn't care less. But also, I think we had 154 people or stations that checked into that Facebook page. I don't know how many we have now. But you'll see pertinent information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You see updated pictures of my ham shack. You'll even see weather information. So, okay, and as soon as I get done with this net, which won't be too long now, I'm going to have Larry post it so you can listen to it tonight in case you missed it. So, okay. Next, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FNFN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. You've seen pictures of it. It's a real red traditional desktop touch-tone telephone. We didn't have any hotline checks tonight. I did have one during the net with John DDF. If I'm transmitting that phone ring, you're that phone ring, folks. That's a real telephone ring, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. Okay, any more pictures, any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun? Please go now. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put down, oh boy. Oh yes, I got to check him in. K9RFD. My neighbor who lives about a mile west of me here in Freeport. I put him down to his 9 and checking, so check number 34. Okay. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun then before I proceed to close it down? Please go now.
Kilo Delta 9, Quebec, Victor Whiskey, mobile.
KD9 Quebec, Angelo, I believe that's you. Repeat the last 2 letters of your call, please.
Victor Whiskey, tonight.
Okay, I got you down, Angelo. What's going on with you?
Oh, not too much. I went out to dinner with my wife and some friends after we got done golfing this evening. It was a very nice night.
Okay, sounds good. I was asking everybody during the net. We're talking, well, I don't know if this would mean anything to you, but we're talking about what was your favorite radio station way back in the day, or who you had a favorite radio personality, or what was your favorite radio show? But I don't know if this would mean anything to you or not. What do you say?
So when I was a kid, there was a station in Chicago. It was 101.1. It was Q101, and they used to play new rock and roll music. I had a lot in the late 90s.
Oh, okay, sounds good. I've heard a lot of those different stations that they advertise. They used to have like a hard rock station and what have you, the WLUP-FM. I'm sure you remember Steve Dahl.
Oh yeah, I remember the loop. That was 7.9.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, Angelo, drive safely. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you down the log. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Have a good evening.
You too, Jimmy 73.
Okay, do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go now. Okay, well, there's a station trying to check in. Come on back. Okay, I'm going to repeat this announcement one more time. Anybody still listening? Anybody planning on going to the 6-meter Hamfest at DuPage County Fairgrounds this weekend, be advised, it has been canceled. It has been canceled. The information I got was from John, K9DDF. So anybody planning on going to that 6-meter Hamfest, you better make other plans. It has been canceled. That was late breaking news, just found out about earlier this evening. This is K9GCR to Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. Do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, I got two more. N9WSQ, George, our club president, checking number 36, and Case 9DDF. I forgot to check him in during the net there, so he's an early bird hotline check-in. So gave us the news about the 6-meter handfest being canceled. So, okay, well, you know what? I think we're just about ready to close this down. So I think what I'm going to do, be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your neighbors, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Let me reset. Be sure you tell be sure you tell the clerk beyond the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk beyond the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell the clerk beyond the counter at your local post office when you buy your stamps, your envelopes. Be sure you tell your bank teller, your stockbroker, your income tax people. Okay. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your imams. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. Before checking the bear to net, make sure you have valid FCC license before you check it. Sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you sit in the clubhouse, take a knee or clench your fist when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the bull, we don't take your check-ins. That's plain old all there is to it. Okay, let me do my updated list here. You got a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the 20. The 20 on-air check-ins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 honor check-ins, one early bird hotline check-ins for a grand total of 37 check-ins overall. Okay. I hope everybody enjoyed the net tonight as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. This is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, but learn where the region. With without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Tune in again next week, same time, same repeater, for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR. Now closed now this Friday, June 9, 2023 edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. A return to the repeater to previously normal average radio use at exactly 10:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours 40 minutes Zulu time, with a total of unofficial count of 37 check-ins overall. 7-3s, everybody. This net is now closed. Repeater is now open for normal average radio use. This is K9GCR saying 7-3s to all, and to all a good night. K9MED, K9MED, K9GCR. Go ahead and post it, Mike. I has that at 2 hour, 40 minute net and an unofficial count of 37 check-ins. How long does that take for you to post that, to do that stuff? That's good. I've not heard any phone call from that number reference you know what. Okay, Mike. Celery, have a good evening. Talk to you next Friday night. K9 G Sharp with Clerk. Good night.